Yeah, a little history of the A10. Trying to make sure they know all the teams in the A10, right? That's a good start. But just explain how we got in the league and what we've done since we've been in the league and stuff like that, and how great of a league it has been for a long, long time. So just getting the guys as familiar with that, and it's a basketball league, so how important it is, and not just in with each school in the A10, but in college basketball in general. It gets a lot of respect, and if you want to go get respect, you got to go get it right every night. So talk about the importance of going on the road and being prepared. And I think the biggest thing going into A10 play with trying to get these 18 games in is there's going to be some adversity, and let's really deal with the adversity the right way together, and knowing that it's going to come about us, and it's not where we fray, it's where we come together, and know that the teams that deal with adversity the best throughout A10 play are going to give themselves opportunities for success, and I think that's really important for a young team. Don't get hurt and don't get sick. That's on the top of the list, right? Let's do a good job of taking care of ourselves, and playing sports, there's going to be injuries and stuff like that. Let's try to make sure we do a good job of taking care of our bodies, and the number one thing we could help our team is be available, right? So let's and that stretch there when we had so many different guys out, and it snowballed. We got to make sure that with playing a lot of guys, even though they're young guys, that next guy up mentality, be ready to play and find a way. We were close at times last year, but not enough to get the results we wanted. And let's make that a great teacher for our guys. Next guy, be ready to step up, and let's do everything in our control of preparing for the next game, and taking care of ourselves and being available is very important. I'm really proud of, and you've heard me say this before, and I made it as much as public as I could, just the great resources and support of our doctors and our trainers and our administration to just give us some great protocol and help to, let's see if we can get 9 games in, right? Not, if we were all betting, we probably were betting that it might not happen, but it did, because I think, you get lucky too, right? We're fortunate that up until now, we haven't had any positive tests that have kept us from playing. So we're very lucky there. We don't take that for granted, but I think we had good protocol, and our guys did a good job. And look, it also helps. It's a ghost town on college campuses throughout the country right now. You're in your dorm and you're in the gym. So, that helps a little bit of making sure you have maybe a better chance of not getting positive tests. So that has helped. As for our team, I just think we got off to a good start in South Dakota, even though the circumstances of getting the game so quick and who we play, and trying to figure it out as we're going out there. Our guys just were excited to play, and I still think they're excited to play. And I think that gave us a good boost right off the bat with a young team, and we've had some success. And that gave us a little bit of a snowball effect in a positive way to keep churning, keep working. And then, of course, having games at home. The Penn State game was a great road game for us, even though the way we lost it really hurt, and it's going to stick with us. But I liked how we prepared to go play a road game under all the circumstances. Hopefully, we could use that as a little bit of an education as we move here to St. Joe's and other road games in the A10. So, that was a great learning process. That helped us move us along. And then having some games here at home with a young team, we got a lead, we put some people away. JMU, we got a great lead. We didn't put people away, and we know why. And there was some adversity we had to deal with. I think the biggest thing now that we learned with those first 9 games, that if we play a certain way and we play together, we're better than probably people thought we were going to be. The other side, though, is when we did have some adversity, being a young team, we got to continue to learn to play through that adversity and learn from that adversity. So when we go to some tough places like St. Joe's and some other places on the road, or have a great team that come in here to Siegel Center, that we're more prepared because of that experience going 7-2 in non-conference. We needed a break. We needed a mental, emotional, physical break, without a doubt. I mean, you've heard the stories, how people think, coaches all over the country think differently about all this. And like I said to somebody, and the reporter asked me, I respect everyone's opinion about this. We've never gone through this before, but I felt going into the JMU game after our guys, they just needed a mental break. They needed to just be a normal kid for a couple days, and they were, and they slept in and ate well, and just did something different. And I think, I think the coaches needed it too. It was good for me to be at home for 2 days, even though I did some work, but I was at home and it was just a different schedule. And I think mentally I was excited to get back on the 26th with our guys, but I think it was a good break for everybody. So this has just been so different. I like to say it's a mental grind because every time you get a test, you're waiting for the results and nobody did anything wrong. But as you see, you don't know. It's a mental grind on the coaches, on the players. And I just think a couple days off was good, just mentally and emotionally, and even physically, just to get guys and feel a little bit better about their bodies. It's been a long preseason. So, no, I think we came back yesterday and, we had a good practice yesterday and guys were in a good place. There's some good pop to them, the way they moved. I think they're excited to be back, but I think that was a good, healthy break. There some guys did some different things, which I was fine with. I mean, we really recommended them to stay here and all that stuff, but I understood as we went along. Like I talked to a lot of coaches all over, guys that were my friends, some that weren't, that I don't know very well, just in the profession, and everybody had different opinions of everything. But I just felt mentally, I could see some guys were just they needed a break, and I thought it was a good thing. And with the energy our guys had yesterday in practice, I think it was good, well timed, and I think it was long enough, and they're back ready to play. I watched a ton of A10 games, and because they were nationally televised, I think it made a great impact. Of course, led by St. Louis and Richmond and Dayton, and I think we got off to a good start, and people saw that. So I think there's a lot of good things. Like it's crazy, but Davidson's first 3 games of the year, I mean, they played great. They just didn't get the result they wanted, but
Yeah.
man, they're good, right? And that's what's going to make the league, I think, exciting as we go along. And I think a lot of the country saw that. So I do agree with you. I think there was some signature wins. There were some really close ones. There was some moments where I think teams in the A10 made a national impact and brought awareness of how deep our league is this year, without a doubt. I think the biggest thing going forward now is, like, we're all thinking, how many A10 games are we going to get in from now until March, right? And are we going to get the significant ones in? And we gotta, that's the one where we keep our fingers crossed, because there could be some great games in the league as we move along. Well, I'm really big on the next game is the most important game, but I do talk about how much fun it is as a college player being part of a team to pursue something like a league championship or getting to the top of the standings. That competition brings out the best in everybody. And if you're an independent, you don't have that. You try to pump up specific big games or something like that. Well, we're in a great league. We're in a basketball league. 2 years ago, we won the regular season. There's some guys on that team, from that team, that are here now. And I talked about the feeling we had when we went on the road and won on the road, what that does to your confidence and how that makes you better. And that's hard to do, and it's hard to do with a young team. But man, what great opportunities for us in front of us. But it's about us. I've always been that way. Be us, do what we do, and try to do it at a high level, home and away. And then each game you go along become more meaningful and means more, and you're playing for something more. And that's the fun of it. That's why you come to VCU, and that's why you play in a great basketball league like the A10. And we're not the only team that feels that way. There's a lot of teams in the A10 right now that feel that way. That's what makes it an awesome league. So yeah, we do talk to our guys about pursuing a league championship, but you can't get there until you take care of what's in front of you. And our focus is on today, and our focus is on preparing for our next game. Well, number one is, we're not in preseason practice. We're not going 2.5 hours, sometimes 3, right? We're trying to stick to that 90 minutes and play our style in 90 minutes in practice and work on getting ready for the next opponent with the intensity that we have. But we're not going as long. And we have all this free time. We don't start classes until the 25th of January. It's a great time to get extra shots up in the gym, which our guys have done a great job of that. I applaud them for that. They like to be in the gym before and after practice and come back at night because they have the time to do that. I think it's great. But then also making sure you do your stuff in the weight room and in the training room and taking care of your body because, like I said, if you're not available, you can't help us win. So get that body right all the time and teaching the young guys to do that. The older guys figure that out as they move along through experience. But talking to our young guys and teaching our young guys, just don't do it when you're injured or not feeling right. Do it all the time. And you know, body maintenance, prehab instead of rehab is more important than anything. Better finishers. I think we have guards that are better finishers at the rim. I don't think we take as many floaters, I should say, or uh, uh, tougher twos, tight twos, right at the rim. I think we're doing more finishing against the pad. When we've worked on it, it's been an emphasis. We want to build these habits with some of these young guys of finishing strong and, as we like to call them, bully finishes. I think our big guys are making post moves to finish, not to get it off. There's a difference. When they get a touch in there and they don't have a move, they're not still trying to shoot it. They kick it out, keep playing to another opportunity. I think that you've seen that. So just better decision around the rim, but also just stronger finishes, less lower percentage opportunities. I just think we're doing a good job of finishing tighter at the rim and on the rim, and that has helped. You're exactly right.